Good morning. I'm Keith Rees, a schoolmate of Easton McMorris and a friend for over 70 years. We played backyard cricket at the home of Don and Desmond DePaz on Camperdown Road on several Saturdays. We had to ensure to bat the ball on the ground because if it went over the fence, we would be out. Easton played Carib Cup cricket for Lucas while at school, and as a bowler, surprisingly, took 10 wickets in a match at Lucas. The following week, he took 9 wickets against Kensington, at Kensington. He played cricket for the school over the years and won the Minor Cup along with Collie Smith in 1951 and again in 1952. He played the game hard but fair.
I'm Jackie Hendricks. I was profoundly saddened when I heard of Easton's passing. He was a true friend and someone who, like me, loved the great game of cricket. We played against each other for years in the Senior Cup, he for Lucas and me for Kingston. He loved to bat and was a prolific scorer of runs, topping the averages many times. We played together for Jamaica, and there too, he was a heavy accumulator of runs. He may not have been a flashy batsman, but with a strong defence, he took full advantage of anything loose and really missed a scoring opportunity. He practiced assiduously and even sometimes used his lunch hour to go and have a net. I hope that some of our present cricketers will follow his example. He captained Jamaica in the Shell Shield and was the first successful Jamaican to lead his team to capture the Shell Shield in 1969. Easton was also a valuable member of the Jamaica Cricket Board, and when I became president, I could rely on him for his full support.
Easton McMorris is a legendary figure in Jamaica's cricket. He loved the game with a passion. His knowledge of the game was in depth, and his opinion was highly respected. I was privileged to have played against his club Lucas when I made my first Senior Cup century. While walking off the field, he shook my hand and said, "Well played. I'll see you in the next Jamaica game."
Easton Dudley St. John McMorris was probably the greatest hard wicket batsman the West Indies produced. As a teammate, he was particularly helpful in all departments as far as the game was concerned. And from that, Easton became not only a selector, but he carried himself in a way that all the young cricketers in the Caribbean would have been proud of.
Very tough captain. Played the game extremely hard. One of the finest players against spin bowling the Caribbean I've ever seen. I would say probably the best ever. When I first came on the scene as a schoolboy in 1969, and I made a Jamaica team, we went on tour of the Eastern Caribbean, played the first 3 matches away from home, and I failed miserably. And when I got back to Jamaica, I felt that I might have lost my place. But Easton had believed so much in me as a player that I got another opportunity to play. I think now that this would have been my final opportunity. Unfortunately enough for me, I came good in that game in Jamaica. And the rest is history.
In thinking about Easton, one needs to understand its penchant for Lucas and his cricket. At a time when he had retired, in that year, Lucas did very poorly based on our previous standards, in the Senior Cup cricket competition. We came second to last. The following season, Easton came to the club at a managing committee meeting of which he was a member and was furious at the performance of the club's team. He remarked in the meeting that this is the Lucas Cricket Club, not the Lucas Football Club or the Lucas Tennis Club, although the club has a history of playing both sports. And with that, he announced that he was coming out of retirement to take over the captaincy again for Lucas. And he kept his word. The next season, he was there in training with the team, took over the captaincy, and led Lucas up the ladder to be in the top 3.
Many people might not know that when he was at school, he batted stroke for stroke and run for run with Collinswood. And I saw him bat at Kensington sometime in the 60s, an inning of brutality and beauty that you would not find anywhere else that would surpass him. And I also saw him bat at Savannah Park with Rowe and Canai at 255, which is still a record against India. And you can take my word for it. He batted better than Canai. He could bat.
My name is Raymond Ford, and in the middle of 2012, I was contacted by a KC old boy and contemporary of Easton's, Everett Rowe, about writing a profile on Bull. However, what blossomed into a friendship nearly didn't get started, because in our initial conversation, Bull used the big word apocrypha, which I confessed to not knowing the meaning of. "Are you sure you can handle this project, Mr. Ford?" I remember Bull asking. And from that lowly beginning, our friendship went uphill.
Mr. McMorris played a really big role in my development as a young cricketer in 2 key areas. Firstly, he demanded extremely high standards, both in terms of how we played the game on the field and how we carried ourselves off the field. And he also taught us to have the greatest respect for our country, for our national flag. And in those 2 key areas, he was really important in my life as a youngster coming through. What I will never be able to repay him for is the time and the effort and the patience and the support that he gave me right throughout my career, from maybe 14, 15 years right through until international cricket. Whether I was scoring runs or not scoring runs, Mr. McMorris was always there in the background quietly supporting, and he always had the right word to say. And these are the people who you don't probably hear about. Not much is written about them, but I'd use this opportunity to say how much I'm going to miss him and to thank him for all that he has done for me over the years and for helping me to become the person that I am today.
I remember as chairman and selector and as captain, we used to look to select the Jamaica team. And one thing I must say, he would leave no stones unturned. He was a perfectionist. He wanted to do what was best in his thought for Jamaica and for the team. And it didn't matter who the person was, who the player was, as far as he was concerned. If he's convinced you're giving 100%, he's happy. And if he thinks that you'll do anything to disrupt the team, he'll let you know in uncertain circumstances. He was someone who helped and guided me in certain decision making. And he always said to me, put the team first. You're the captain of the ship, and you've got to lead and lead by example. And that's something that helped me towards the latter part of my career, both as captain for the Jamaica team and also when I captained the West Indies team in a very short stint.
When I got my Jamaica cap, I got it with Maurice Foster as captain. But still that didn't stop me from referring to Easton Bull McMorris as skip. And whenever I came to Jamaica, the last couple of decades, and especially over the last decade, there was always 1 or 2 lunches organized where we would meet up and have a chat about life, have a chat about cricket. And that is when I really knew that Skip really, really lived for cricket. Yes, we know he lived for Lucas Cricket Club, but he lived for the game. and I know how passionate he was. We spent many luncheon hours talking about West Indies cricket, and I realized how much he was hurting with the state of West Indies cricket over the last decade or so. It got to the point where Bull, Skip would look at me and say, Mikey, why you don't get involved in West Indies cricket? What are you doing with West Indies cricket? And of course, my response to him was, Skip, I've been trying, I am tired, I have moved on. And he would say, no, Mikey, no, Mike, West Indies cricket is too big, you can't do that. But we'd always have a good shot anyway. Whether he thought I was wrong in saying I was moving or not, we would always look forward to our next meeting. As a matter of fact, when Skip got sick recently, I called him immediately on a mobile phone in the hospital, and I was so glad to hear his voice so strong. And in fact, he was complaining to me, Mikey, I'm getting out of here by tomorrow. This food isn't very good. So I thought, okay, still strong, still the Bull that I know. So everything will be fine, and I can look forward to having lunch with him again when I next get to Jamaica. Skip, I know you loved West Indies cricket. I know you loved cricket. I know you put every effort, every thought you had into this game and trying to find out how anyone who played the game that you came across could do better or how the game itself could improve. And I know that even though you are not with us any longer, you'll be looking down on us and saying, yes, we are getting better. This is what we are doing. This is going to make things better for the West Indies and for the cricket game in general. Skip, I'll miss you. No two ways about that. I'll miss you not having that seat at lunch with myself and the rest of the guys, whether it's the KC guys or the cricketing guys or the other sporting guys. You'll be missed. But I know you have done a good job. You lived into your 80s, you gave cricket everything you had, and I know you could do no more. Rest in peace.
Farewell, Easton. Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest well, my brother. Rest well.
Rest in peace, Mr. McMorris.
Enjoy the ride, my friend. Rest well.
Walk good, my friend.
May his soul rest in peace, and light perpetual shine upon him.
Lucas will miss Easton, but never will we forget his name and what he stood for. We will weep, but not all our tears, as we will rejoice at having the privilege of being in his life as he makes his egress from the stage.